What is up guys, how are we all doing? In today's video I'm going to be showing you guys what is in my camera bag. I feel like the most appropriate way to start this is just to discuss the bag itself. This is the Lowepro 350 Pro Tactic, I believe it's called. It's a very solid bag. It's not too expensive, it's not too cheap either, unfortunately, but it's a very high quality bag. There's a great amount of protection in this bag, and that's something that's very key for me because I do not want to drop my equipment because that would just ruin my whole life. It's a very solid bag. The only thing that's a little bit annoying about it is the fact that it's a little bit heavy, but other than that, it's easy to access all of your equipment very easily and very quickly. So I'm very happy with this bag. I feel like it's an efficient bag, and it's also a bag that provides a lot of protection for your equipment. So overall, very happy with this bag. Now let's look at what's actually inside of this bag. As you can see, the bag actually opens in the area that is up towards your back, which means that it's very difficult to steal something from this bag. So that's something that's also very good. But now let's take a look at what's actually inside. And to begin with, I am taking this invisible camera because obviously I'm recording on my camera right now. Because at the top of my camera bag, we have my camera, the Sony A7 III. I love this camera very much because you can do pretty much whatever you want with this camera. You can do video and photography at very high levels. I feel like this is like the perfect hybrid camera, and for me, who's now a freelance filmmaker trying to get as many jobs as I possibly can, I feel like it's very good that I can do both photography and videography at a very high level with this camera right here. I've discussed many features with it in previous videos. I'm probably gonna link them in the cards, which I'm very sure is in this corner. Make sure to check it out if you want my further opinion on this camera, but overall a very solid hybrid camera. One of the best cheap solutions for a full frame camera. Now let's move on to this right here. As you may know from my description, I only have 2 lenses right now, and it's because, you know, I did the classic thing, buying a very high-end camera house and not really spent too much on the lenses. But I'm very happy with my current lens setup, even though I would like to get a telephoto lens. But currently I have the Sony 28mm f2 on right now, and I have this Nikon 50mm f1.4. It does the job, and as I said, I would like a telephoto in the future, but it does the job for now. This lens, I've spoke about this lens for so many videos, I can't even count them. I'm gonna link a few of them in the description, maybe, probably gonna forget it, but maybe in the cards, which is this corner, by the way. You can check out another video where I said why you need a 50mm as a filmmaker. This is just for bokeh, B-roll, all that good stuff. I love this lens. It was extremely cheap as well, but it does the job perfectly for me. So I'm very satisfied with that. Then let's take a look at right below the lens itself. We have a Mavic battery, and in the bottom right corner we have another Mavic battery. So I have 2 extra batteries. I also have one in the Mavic itself. We're going to talk about that one later. It's a very good thing to have, and I'm very glad that I have these. Previously I had a DJI Phantom 3 Advanced. I didn't have any extra batteries for that one, so I only had at around 20-minute flight time. And if you forget to charge anything, it's just good to have extra batteries. Not really much else to say about this, it's just very convenient. And then obviously we have my controller. I really enjoy the fact, you know, as I said, I had a DJI Phantom 3 Advanced with a huge controller, and the drone itself was also huge. Couldn't fit in this bag whatsoever, so I had to bring 2 bags every single time. Now we have a tiny drone, but we also have a tiny controller. On the new drones you could screw these controller things off. I don't really mind. It still fits in the bag perfectly, so I don't really see a problem with it. It's very handy. It's very small and compact, and it just works. But yeah, most importantly, small, convenient. That's what we like. Moving on, just before we get to talk about the Mavic, we have my GoPro Hero 4 Black. Do not really use this much, and that's obviously why it's a Hero 4 and not a Hero 5 or 6. I don't really need anything else. This can do 1080 in 120, and it's waterproof, and you can throw it around and it doesn't break. Just for the simple fact that I don't use it as much, I'm very happy with my Hero 4. So whenever I need it, it's there. Obviously it's small, fits in the bag. Why not bring it? To my own surprise, I did actually use it a lot when I was in Samos. If you didn't see that travel video, you have to. Link in that corner, because it's in that corner. Make sure to check that out. I actually used the GoPro a lot more than I thought it would. So it's a very good thing to have in your camera bag because it's small, convenient. You never know when you can use a GoPro, so good thing to have. Moving on to the more good stuff. So now we have my drone. Obviously we have the Mavic Pro. I would love to get the new Mavic 2 with the Hasselblad on it, but it's not gonna happen, not even in the near future. I'm very happy, very satisfied with this drone right here. I'm not gonna upgrade anything. The new Mavic 2 kind of makes this look a little bit worse, but it does the job for me. I never had any issues with this. As I said previously, had the DJI Phantom 3 Advanced. Always trouble with that. It always needed to be updated at the worst possible times, and the battery was cooled down instantly, couldn't fly. This little fella right here, it just flies whenever you want it to fly. And obviously I try to take as good care as I possibly can, but this just flies and there's no problems whatsoever. And I just love that. Obviously, the main factor for me to switch from the Phantom 3 Advanced to this one was its convenience, because obviously I can fit this in my bag along with my camera, my main camera, and my microphone and the controller, extra batteries, GoPro, extra everything. You know, there's just room for everything in this tiny little bag. And it's just amazing that I can bring a drone with me wherever I go. And then I'm gonna bring out another invisible object, obviously my microphone. It's on the camera right now. It is the Rode VideoMic Pro, not that Plus version that you can just put on and then it's just, you have to turn this on and off. But I'm totally fine with that. I'll save the $100 or whatever for having to turn it off and on. It's perfectly fine. I don't really have a problem with that. Previously I had a VideoMic Go and now I have a VideoMic Pro, and the quality is a little bit better, and there's not really much else to say to that. Just make sure to turn it off when you're done with it. That's all I gotta say. And then finally in the main room we have my additional little bit of everything. I have this little plastic bag. I just put everything that I may need down into this. So I have extra SD card, I have extra batteries for both my Panasonic, which I don't actually bring, but never mind. I have my extra battery for the Sony right here, and then I have some extra batteries for the microphone, because it's obviously going to need batteries if you forget to turn it off, as I mentioned. Anyways, I have some screw things right here. They can be useful if you need that. The Joby Gorilla Pod needs that sometimes, and I usually throw these away, so it's a good thing to have. Have an extra SD card for my drone and GoPro, and I think that is about it. I don't actually need an extra SD card for the Sony because I already have two in it, because it has two dual SD slots, so that's not actually necessary, and I don't actually have any more SD cards, so yeah. And also my prism. I talked about this in my recent vlog and also a camera hack video that I made. I just put this on top of this because you never know when you can need some rainbow flares and stuff like that. And now in the small rooms I have here on the side, we have, first of all, we have some extra propellers for the Mavic Pro. I've never actually used extra propellers because, as I said, haven't had any problems with the Mavic. Haven't had to use them, but it's a good thing to, you know, just to be safe. I then have my ND fillers for the Mavic Pro. These small things are just a pain in the ass to get out of this room from my bag. That's the only thing I really hate about it. So when you finally get your hands on one of them, it's usually the wrong one, because I have an ND4, ND8, ND16 and ND32, and I usually need 8 or 16. So whenever I need the 16, I get the 4, 8 and then the 32. Yeah, it's pretty annoying, but you need ND fillers so you can maintain that shutter speed. Talked about that in another video. I've linked way too many videos. I'm not gonna. You can search for it if you want to see it. Lastly but not least, my main ND fillers. These are the Vodka Neutral Density fillers. They are obviously they're variable, so that's good. I don't really see a problem with the cheap ND fillers. Obviously this is a budget ND filler, but they really do the job. There's not many scenarios where you actually have to turn it all the way. Usually I would just compensate with my aperture if that's really necessary. So the vignetting and all of that, I just try and avoid that by compensating with the aperture if it's really necessary. So I don't really see a problem with these. I can quickly adjust my exposure if I want to. They do the job. There's no problem. I would definitely recommend these if you need some cheap ND fillers. And then lastly but not least, I have my Gorilla Pod, because every vlogger in the world has a Gorilla Pod. And then sometimes I bring my slider, my tripod, stuff like that. And that was pretty much it for this video. I hope this was interesting. I know someone who actually wanted to see this in the comments. It's been a while since that comment, but you know, gonna fulfill the wishes of the few viewers that I have. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys very soon with another video, so goodbye.